Hey guys, it's Allie here. So today's video, we're going back to a DIY. My prom is coming up in a couple of days, so I thought I would show you guys how to make a DIY corsage and boutonniere, because since our prom is kind of a homemade prom this year, I want to save some money for my date and I, so I'm going to make our corsage and boutonniere, and I thought I would film it and show you guys. So let's get started. So the supplies you're going to need to make the corsage are a corsage wristband like this one I got off of Michael's, some flowers of course, some little white baby's breath flowers. I am actually cutting these off of another old bouquet that I have at home. Some little leaf things, I ordered these off of Amazon. A hot glue gun to glue it all together. And some jewels to accessorize it and make it a little bit fancier if you would like, but these are optional. That's it. Oh, and I almost forgot to tell you, you will need scissors too to cut the flowers off. So to start, you're going to attach the leaves on before anything else on the corsage. Pardon my cat Mia, she likes to help me craft. So now that we have Mia out of the way, I'm going to put the corsage wristlet on my wrist to see how I want to lay out the flowers. And I decided that I want the flowers going horizontally. And actually, I think I cut them apart too to make them a little bit shorter. So yes, you're going to, if you have leaves like this and the stems are too long, you can cut them shorter so they're a little bit easier to work with. And I am just going to, once again, place them how I like. And then I'm going to take some hot glue, not a whole lot, but just a little bit, and glue the leaves in place on the corsage wristlet. So now that we have the leaves glued on, next we are going to add the flowers. So I got this bouquet off of Amazon, and I'm actually going to only be using the lighter colored flowers out of this bouquet because they match my prom dress a little bit better than the darker ones. So I think there was about 5 of these flowers, and I'm going to use 2 for the corsage and 2, oh, I guess there's only 4. 2 for the corsage and 2 for the boutonniere. So I will set aside 2 of them and will only use 2 for the corsage. So I chose the 2 fluffier roses to add to the corsage, and these stems were a little bit hard to cut because there was a wire on the inside of them. So if you have flowers like this where the stem is attached and you have to cut them apart, then you can do that. And then after I cut the other stem, we will attach them with hot glue. Voila! So now that the flowers are all cut off, I set them on the corsage to see how I kind of wanted to arrange them. And after I figured that out, I took my hot glue gun and added just a little dab of hot glue where I wanted the flowers to be. It's kind of obvious, but you get the idea. So that is all you have to do to attach the flowers. Simple as that. So now that we have the main flowers attached, it's time to add the little baby's breath flowers that act as a cute little accent on the corsage. So like I said, I'm cutting these off of an old bouquet at home. As you can see, it's already falling apart. So I'm just going to take these little groups of baby's breath flowers and cut them off from the stems on the bouquet. I actually ordered some baby's breath, but it didn't come in time, so I just used what I had at home. And I decided to use 3 separate little clusters of baby's breath, and as you can see, I arranged them again how I wanted them to look and attached them with hot glue again. It's kind of a repetitive pattern, but that's all you have to do. And now it's time to accessorize. So I'm going to take this jeweled ribbon and use it as kind of an accent ribbon. I'm just cutting it into little strips and folding them over so it makes a loop, and then I'm going to attach that loop in a couple different places around the flower to make like cute little sparkly ribbon. If you've seen other corsages by professionals, they always add like a little accent ribbon. So that's what I'm doing here. And after I add those, I'm also going to add a couple of these little jewels to the leaves. So there is the ribbon all completed. And now, like I said, I'm going to add these jewels with some hot glue just to a couple of the leaves, and that is it. And here is the finished product. I love how this corsage turned out. It's gonna match so perfectly with my prom dress. And now it's time to make the boutonniere. So we're going to use those 2 other flowers from the bouquet earlier, hot glue gun, scissors, the little white baby's breath once again, the leaves again as well, and some floral tape to hold it all together. That's it. So to start, I'm going to take those 2 other flowers. I have one big rose and then one smaller rose, and I think that'll be a perfect size. And I'm going to cut halfway down the stem to what is a good length for a boutonniere. About 3 inches long of a stem is probably plenty. You want to make sure there's extra room to work with in case you have to like chop off uneven ends and stuff. But that is the first step. And now I'm going to attach the leaves on the back of these flowers. And actually what I did was I only used 1/2 of that leaf thing, and I stuck it down in the extra stem of the flowers, so it had a long enough stem to like wrap all together with the other 2 roses, and that worked out really well. So I recommend, if you have any sort of like wire or stem that you can stick the leaves in, so like all 3 are kind of the same length, I think that would be a great idea. So as you can see, I kind of wrapped the 2 flowers together to hold them in place with some fabric tape, and then in a second you'll see that I added the leaves in the stem. There it is, and cut it to the right length, and then attach that once again with floral tape. And now it is time to add in the baby's breath. So I'm going to cut off a couple clusters of the baby breath flowers again from that old bouquet, and I'm going to place them, kind of seeing how I want to arrange them once again on the boutonniere, and then attach them with hot glue. So I only did 2 groups of baby's breath, one kind of down below and one up top. Seeing where you want to place the flowers, you just kind of have to have that designer's eye. There's not really any right or wrong way to do it. It just has to feel good and look good to you. So I attached some on the leaf and then down by the stem as well. And that is all. So to finish off the boutonniere, I am wrapping the ends of the stems with floral tape just to secure it and make it look a little bit neater. If you want, you can add jewels to it, but I thought since it was for my date, you probably didn't want fancy jewels. So that is all for the boutonniere. Thank you guys so much for watching this video. I hope you enjoyed this DIY, and I hope you guys will use it for your homecoming, prom, wedding, whatever you like. If you did like this video, then please like this video, and please do subscribe to my channel. It really helps support me, and it means so much to me when you do. So yeah, that's all for now, and I'll see you in my next video. Bye!